I am so looking forward to today's chat with my gorgeous friend, Angie Rassi. I met Angie, we were just working out, it was about 2 years ago when I purchased an incredible coaching tool that Angie's got, Find Your Bling, which we're going to talk about. And Angie personally delivered it to me. We had a secret rendezvous in a cafe, and I felt very, very special when Angie delivered the Find Your Bling, it's called. And we've just been friends since then. It was just a beautiful connection. Angie and I catch up regularly, and I would call Angie maybe a high octane energy. She just has this really vibrant, positive outlook on life. And I want to be able to dive in deep today and chat with Angie about that. And our chats, we never know the direction that they're going, but there's always wonderful pearls of wisdom that fall out of them. And I know that that's going to happen today. So welcome, Angie, to the Happiness Hive podcast.
Oh, my God. You know how excited I've been to be on your podcast, Catherine. And you are right. I absolutely adore our catch-ups. And yeah. I think what you just said about that pearls of wisdom that just land every time we talk, I think, you've brought so much inspiration to my life. And, oh, my God, I've absolutely loved our journey together in such a short time.
I know. It really, I think even, Ange, probably even the last 6 months, we've got to know each other really well. And I love those catch-ups. So you and I are we're a similar vintage, similar sort of stage in life, and definitely a similar stage in our businesses. And what I love is when you and I catch up, we don't have any agenda, a little bit like today's chat. We don't have any agenda, but I always walk away from those conversations with just exactly what I need to hear and just really motivating and inspiring. So it's been beautiful. It's been absolutely
I think the same. I always feel that we jump on our Friday calls and we just lean in with this intense amount of openness and honesty. Yeah. And what unfolds from that is magic. It's
absolutely. Have you always been like that? Like you and I, we've got this, really nice click. And I think what you said there about that openness and from the openness, that magic kind of develops. Has that been something that's been a pattern for you, or?
Oh, I don't know. That's really interesting.
You seem like an open person.
I'm very open, and I'm always like, I've always been someone who has not overshared, but I'm very happy to share what's happened in my life. Does that make sense?
Like, yeah, sure.
I wouldn't put things all over social media. Yeah. But if someone said to me, have you done this and it was a flaw, I say, oh, God, yeah, absolutely. Don't worry. Yes. You'll work your way through it. I'm not someone who is closed at all. Yeah. If you can learn from my mistakes, take it. Yes. And anything that I've moved forward quickly on and it's landed and it's worked, I'm happy to share that as well.
Yeah, that's the sense. That's absolutely the sense I get from you, that it's very much about, and that's kind of the space that you work in as well. But I think you work in that space because that's the type of person that you are, very open with your pearls of wisdom and things. So that's awesome. So before we dive in, because I do want to chat with you about your amazing Find Your Bling coaching tool. But before we get there, I want to find out a little bit more about you. And so where are you at in life at the moment, Ange?
Well, where am I at? I'm actually at a really good space. Yeah. I'm at a point where I have 2 children that are 28 and 27. Yeah. I'm married, but I live between Sydney and in Canberra. Yeah. So I'm currently at the moment living between 2 cities, which I'm absolutely loving. And that's because Find Your Bling is going off in Sydney and in Canberra.
Nice.
So because there's work in both cities. And where am I? I'm at It's quite interesting because I am facing quite a few challenges at the moment in my life.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's not it's just that I think there are some times where you're at a turning point, you're at a fork in the road and you're not sure which way is going to be the right way. So, but I feel very calm in this storm.
No.
It is unbelievable. There's all this stuff happening around me, but there's this calmness that it's, I'm trusting the process. I'm letting it unfold perfectly. And I feel this incredible peace. And I think that when I've entered other times of my life where there's been a massive amount of disruption and change, I have maybe gone in to solve it, to control it, where right now I just get up every day and I just trust that everything's unfolding perfectly. And that has been the magic in the last few months. And I know that it is unfolding perfectly because things are now balancing out better. There are better conversations that are being had, healthier conversations. So, yeah, so even though I'm in a big storm, I feel very calm.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to, if we can unpack that a little bit, because I think that there'll be a lot of listeners and a lot of people watching the chat that will want to know, oh, how does she do that? It's funny you mention it, Ange. I've just written an article about the power of just being. And it's about moving from that masculine doing energy, which I think I heard you saying about, wanting to control and being very results focused, to being much more into the feminine, intuitive energy of being. And I get a sense when you're talking about that, allowing things to unfold naturally versus controlling and wanting a certain outcome, I can 100% relate to that. And I've spent a lot of time, I guess, shifting. It doesn't always, like I'm about getting stuff done. I'm a results. I'm a results driven. I think that's why you and I kind of get on. So I do operate in that, that masculine doing space. But what I've been learning to do is to be much more allowing things to unfold. And the results have been amazing. Like it's that, oh, look at you with your little fur baby. Oh, who is that? Who is that?
This is Rishi. This is my daughter and son-in-law's beautiful little boy. And this is the Moodle, and there's a little Spoodle over there. The Spoodle might jump up there later.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, they're really cute, but he likes.
So for those listening, Andrew's sitting there with the dog on a lap.
Little mushy boy.
Yeah. So tell me. You were saying that you've got challenges going on, but you feel very calm in the storm. What are some of the things, if you can think about unpacking, that you've done to be able to get into that space?
Yeah, that is actually a really good question, because when you are faced with diversity in your life and you're not sure which is the right way to lean into where you're going, I find very much waking up in the morning, doing my Bling morning ritual. And my Bling morning ritual is a 5-minute ritual, and it's under 5 minutes. It's the biggest thing out of all the Bling babes and the Bling angels learn and teach. And how the Bling morning ritual unfolds is the first thing that you do is you say your affirmation. So you can have your affirmation ready the night before, or you can have it. I just love today is the day of my amazing good fortune. Show me the way. That is my favorite.
Can you say that again for our listeners?
Yep. I've been saying it for like 15 years. So it is, today is the day of my amazing good fortune. Show me the way.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's very light. Now, I don't always manifest with that, by the way. I quite often will be more specific about what I'm wanting. Yeah. But when I'm in a state of things moving in all different directions, I find that just show me the way. And so first I always say an affirmation. Then after that, I'll say 3 things that I'm grateful for. Now, I personally, after Louise Hay, I'm grateful for many years, but that word doesn't resonate with me. It's actually a more low vibration word. So I use thankful. So I always say use thankful, blessed, grateful, whatever word resonates with you. Really tune into which word is for you. And I say 3 things that I am grateful for.
Yeah.
And so it will be your life in whatever way that be, whether it be something that happened, and it must be in the last 24 hours. That's the big secret.
Cool.
Because what happens is in the last 24 hours, it's still so alive and so happy that you're more in the love and above energy.
Yeah, so beautiful.
Which is where you want to be when you're manifesting anything. I mean, love is where you manifest at the highest form. So then I'll go, I say my affirmation. Today is the day of my amazing good fortune. I'm so thankful that I had dinner with my daughter last night. I'm so thankful that the sun came out this morning. I'm so thankful for my cozy bed. And then you're in a great state. But the big secret of the third step of the Bling Morning Ritual is you ask what you would love to receive to come into your life, what you would like to achieve. It doesn't matter which word you'd like to use here, but it's what you're wanting to bring in. And if you don't know what you want to bring in, you just say, what do I need to know?
Yeah.
Where would you have me go? You know, you don't have to, but usually I'll ask something like, how can I touch the world more with my bling game? How can I deepen my relationship with this person? Who do I need to speak to today? And do you know, often you'll get a really strong feeling of what you need to ask for. And when we ask, we receive. And as women, we don't ask. That's how that ended up in the Bling Morning Ritual. Women, we don't ask for what we want. We just take whatever's given to us anywhere. We're told not to dream too big, all these things. Because, I mean, I'm 54. I think we're the same age. Are we the same age?
I'm 56.
Oh, yeah, you look 54. Whatever we are, we're close. We're close in age. I knew we were close in age. And we were definitely not the trailblazers. No. We definitely weren't that. But we still were the women that without consciously knowing it, unconsciously, we were still expected to have children. It had changed, and I'm so grateful for the ladies that had changed it. But there still was a very strong energy of what was expected of us.
Yes, absolutely. Do you know what, Ange, that's really the morning ritual is really good and a really easy, practical one to do. And what you're saying there, that we as women, we don't often ask. What I find as well is that we don't often allow, that we ask, but we don't receive. And even as simple as a compliment, when somebody says, you know, wow, you look gorgeous today, or I love your shoes, quite often I hear women, and I've done this myself as well, is I'm going, oh yeah, but your shoes are better, or you look gorgeous. I haven't received that compliment. And so what I've been, one of the things I've really tried to do is when somebody does give me a compliment is to say, thank you. I really appreciate that. There's no and that's an unconditional receiving. And I think if we relate that to, you know, when you said about manifesting and bringing in what we want, that there is a process around that as well. But allowing and accepting and the receiving is a part that I find that people get a little bit bogged down with as well. I have a similar-ish morning ritual. Mine's probably a little bit longer, but still not overly long. But I do a grounding activity. So I ground myself, so the root chakra into the to the earth, and also my crown chakra into the higher self. So I'm connecting with both. I do a clearing, so getting rid of any of the negative energies from, you know, the previous day or the night, and a protection activity as well. So where I just visualize myself, you know, with a protection around me from energies that I don't want in my life. I also visualize just my ideal self. So that the person that I aspire to be, you know, all the qualities that I that I want in my life. So sort of living in my full radiance. And then I do, I actually then think about my core values, which are being happy, being healthy, and living a rich and abundant life. So I sort of just quickly visualize what that means for me. And then I have a gratitude well that I visualize. So I go to the gratitude well and I just imagine just pulling out things that I'm grateful for. So that's very similar to what you do. And then the next step is actually what I want to bring into my life as well. So in my mind, I have a gratitude well and I have an abundance well. And they're kind of, and the abundance well, what I kind of, it varies a little bit. So what do I want to bring into my life? And I also put gratitude around what's coming into my life. So it's not just what I'm grateful that has happened, but I'm grateful for what is actually coming into my life as well. So it's kind of same, different.
You know, I think at different times we need different rituals. And I have done similar rituals to what you're talking about now. I know that when I went through a divorce back in 2020, after being with my husband for 17 years, I did a lot of that grounding stuff. And I really needed just ground because, as you know, there's a tremendous amount of chaos around your life there because you're letting go you're letting not just go of what's happening in the now, you're let going of those future dreams of growing old together. You're letting go of so many things. So it's a very, very tumultuous time. So I personally love dropping into grounding when there's a large sense of change, you know, and it's probably I could do with that now. I'm sure you're reminding me of that now. I'm going to pop off and go, I might put in a bit of grounding there in the mornings as well. It's beautiful.
Actually, do you know what? And I think for me, I tend to do my morning ritual when I'm walking, and so I'm out in nature. So that's a bit of a grounding in itself. But for the listeners who are feeling, because what you mentioned is about that a lot of challenge, the storm. And what comes with that, I can imagine, and it certainly does for me, is a lot of headspace, a lot of, you know, worry, trying to control the outcome. Grounding can help you to get out of here. So even just standing outside, you know, take your shoes off and go and stand in the front garden. And that can be a great way.
I do love that. Practice. Yeah, just let your feet hit the grass. I actually do my Bling morning ritual in my bed.
Oh, do you?
I do it before I do anything in the day, and my favourite time is actually to do it just as I'm waking up.
Yeah, yes.
That's what I'm tuning into right now because that's what my body requires. It's what my heart and soul requires. But, you know, like I also love, there has been times where I've jumped out of bed and I've done it at the sea when I lived in Terrigal. I've done it, you know, as you know, I've been living in Concord for the last 10 years, so I could easily go down to the ocean there as well. So there are times I think at the moment, if I start the day in bed, cozy, peaceful. Sometimes I will journal. I'll even write my affirmation. I'll write what I'm grateful for, and I will ask my question. And it is more powerful when you write. There's no two ways about it. It is one of those things that's tried and tested. I've been doing this for 15, 20 years. But I think a beautiful morning ritual really sets your day and in a great space, and you will know the days that you don't do it.
Oh, do you know what? I absolutely agree. And then the last little bit of my ritual is, so I think about my abundance well, so what I want to bring into my life. But then the last little bit is setting my intentions for the day.
Oh, I love
that.
I
just kind of visualize what my day, you know, who I'm with, who I'm hanging out with, what work I'm doing, but what my intention is. And I always have, and I've got it on my wall in my hallway as you come into the house, always believe that something wonderful is about to happen.
Oh, that is that Wayne Dyer?
I'm not sure.
Who put that up? I mean, we all know that many people put it up, but I think I do love that. Yes.
And do you know what?
Something magical is going to happen.
Yeah, and for me, that's about raising the vibration by just like, what's the wonderful thing that's going to happen today, instead of like what shit's going to go down. It's about, well, what are the positive things? So I was talking with a client the other day, and he said, how do you get to think like that? And I'm like, oh, fuck. How do you get to think like that? For me, I think I naturally do it, but I've trained myself to do that well. So it's about, I guess, creating those new neural pathways about, thinking about the positive elements. It doesn't mean that I'm this Pollyanna and I'm, thinking that everything's going to be wonderful and, roses and unicorn all the time, but it's most of the time. It's most of the time for me. Yeah.
I also love it when you've even done your Bling morning, or your I've done my Bling morning ritual, but I even love it when it unfolds and it's not right. That's great. So what is the feedback from today? What is the lesson?
Yes.
Is it to teach me what I don't want in my life?
Yes.
That I still can walk away from the messy days and go, okay, well, I learned today not to do things that way again.
Yes.
Or I learned
I have a lot of those days. I have a lot of those.
You know what? Yeah, I can tell you a few times I've had a few of those lately. And you can still take the magic away.
Yeah.
Even if it's if someone's done something unkind, it could be to go, oh, well, the magic here is that I don't want to be like that in my life.
Yes.
You know, or so even the sticky moments, I always think you can get to the end of the day and go, I'm really grateful that happened because it happened to teach me, blah, 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 not to be, not to do.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that's a really important point because I think we're here on in this earth to learn lessons. And it's almost like the lessons keep getting put in front of us. And it's like the Super Mario. I mean, I'm not a video games person, but it's almost like when you learn the lesson, the next stage is unlocked for you.
Yeah.
And then you progress to the next stage and then there's new lessons to learn.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. There's another jump. I actually love that metaphor.
Yeah.
It's so true because he wins and then it's like, and then this bridge is actually harder than the last bridge.
Yes.
Oddly enough, life is like that.
It is, isn't it? It is.
What a good metaphor. I love that. I think I may use that. I'll say, I think Catherine said.
Yeah, Mario.
I love that. Mario game.
I'm sure there's other. Yeah.
That is something that everyone can relate to.
Yes.
That is a goodie.
Yeah. So it kind of unlocks the door. Or, when things just keep repeating themselves, we just haven't learned to pass that level yet. And we just need to, get some hacks about how we pass the level. And the thing I do is if I have a challenge, and I can't say I do this all the time, but I do it a lot of the times, going, what is this here to teach me? What do I need to learn? What do I need to know from this? Sometimes I do my journaling, sometimes just sitting with it and going, what do I need to know from this? Sometimes answers come really quickly. Sometimes it's just like, you know what, I got no idea. But what I've learned, Ange, over the years is not to get too bogged down in stuff.
No.
I have my 5-minute pity party. I do my woe is me. I acknowledge all the, tumultuous emotions that I feel, but I don't stay stuck there very long because I just don't find that productive. I don't like it. Yeah, productive. There I am, action.
It's not helpful.
No.
But I love what you just said. And I'm really big on the third part of the Bling Morning Ritual is to ask a question.
Yeah.
And when you're in that really slump of feeling defeated, feeling whatever feelings are down the rabbit hole, they're not love and above, I just love the question, what's my takeaway from this?
Yes.
That is one of my favourite questions because, as soon as you ask and say it out aloud if possible, your brain starts looking for the answer. It will start searching. It'll start looking for a book, a person to call. You'll see something on your phone.
Yeah.
So, if you are really in this point at the moment, and I have done this lately, when something has landed in my heart that's really hurt, I've just gone, what is my takeaway?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden your energy is lighter. It starts to rebuild. You start to get this feeling of hope because we all know great questions are powerful.
Yeah.
And great questions not only are powerful, they also give you inspiration to move forward. They give you inspiration to take action. So the more questions you can ask, the better, the quicker you'll come to a solution. I absolutely love, Albert Einstein always says, give me 20 minutes or an hour, depending on which book you've read. And he will spend, if he's got 20 minutes to solve a problem, he will ask questions for 15 minutes and he will solve it in the last 5.
Yeah, nice.
If he's given an hour, he uses 55 minutes and he solves it in the last 5.
Wow.
And I love that. And in actual fact, that's exactly like Find Your Bling, because as you know, it's full of questions.
Yeah.
And sometimes as you're moving around the board, you will have your first few questions and everyone will be having these really soulful, heartfelt conversations, but nothing's quite landing. But it's interesting when you just get to the end, it's like a little matrix. Everything is, and all the answers just flow and you will know exactly which way you need to go. So I like to think that his little bit of magic flowed through to me, that I realised that I need to keep asking great questions until the last 5 minutes, because the answer will come. We all know the way. It's just which question's going to ignite the way.
And do you know what I think there too?
That makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's 100%. It's about asking the questions. I think it's also, if we look back to the beginning of this conversation about that masculine versus feminine energy, sometimes when we ask the questions, that masculine doing energy is, what's the solution? What's the solution? And what you're saying there is don't jump straight into solution, explore. And that's about that, just let it be, let it unfold, but listen, tap into your intuition. That's that feminine energy as well.
Yeah, very much, yeah. And I teach a lot of feminine energy, as you know.
Yeah.
I'm very, very big at women being powerful and going to work, and you will need masculine energy for that, but how to drop back into that feminine energy, because in a home, feminine energy is required, but the male and female can have it. It's not just...
absolutely, and it's about having it in balance.
It's about having the balance, and it's about... I think what happened to a lot of our age group was we just didn't drop into the feminine enough because we were so in the do. But that's the magic, isn't it? The magic is you ask the questions until you get the answer, which is what we're talking about, is about feminine energy, is asking gentle questions. Flowing questions. Am I resisting love? Am I resisting money? It's a different flow to how can I get this done? Who do we need to move? What do we, like men are, who do we need to sack? Who do we need to hire? All this sort of stuff, where women are like, hey, gentle. Let's lean into this and go, who here has the skills, or who could we teach the skills to get what we need to get done? So it's interesting, like neither one's wrong or right. They're different ways of approaching things.
And they help with different elements.
Help with different things. But definitely Bling Way is feminine energy with a hint of masculine energy, because I know this is our huge connection. We're massive action takers.
Yes, absolutely.
We are massive action takers, and both of us know, and anyone out there who is also a huge, massive action taker, how many times how many hurdles actually fall over before you actually get to jump one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the essence of actually the Bling game.
So tell me, that's a perfect segue. So let me, it's called Find Your Bling. Tell me about that. How did you even, tell me what it is, but how did you actually get to develop this amazing resource?
Oh, God. Okay, well, this is actually quite funny, because for the last 15 years, I've been running a 12-week course, which all the Bling Angels can run now too, or they run it in a 3-week course, how they'd like to. But I actually started off as a Louise Hay teacher back in 2000, and I think it was 6.
Okay,
I can never remember the dates very well, anyway, but it is way back then. Could have been 5, who knows. Anyway, I started doing that, and from that, then I started to develop my own courses: How to Be a Queen and Have a King, Unleash Your Intuition, Find Your Bling in Spring. I had all these courses, which now all the Bling Angels have access to. And what happened was, along the way, is I started a Diamond Club. So after they'd done the 12-week course, we would do Diamond Club, and that started here in Canberra, actually.
Yeah, sure.
And so I'm the biggest person for creating something and putting it away. If I told you how many journals I've designed and never put anything into production, it's like crazy making. So what happened was I wanted to do something really fun and exciting for this group. So I created a game just called Bling, BLANG. And I made 50 believe cards, 50 love cards, 50 intuition cards, which is now inspiration. I made 50, I think back then would have been naughty and nice cards. That's okay.
Sorry, that's Boston.
No, don't be sorry. Do you want to grab
I think the postie's there anyway.
Yeah, he'll stop in a sec. And then I had the growth cards, which is about growing your gorgeousness. And it was just 250 cards. And we played it with Diamond Club a few times. In 2008, that was.
Okay, yeah.
The Diamond Club. And then I just put it away. I never even thought about it again. And then in 2018, by this stage, you can tell there's about 10 years, I had been running the 12-week course in Canberra, in Sydney, plus been doing quite a few courses up in Brisbane. And what ended up happening was one of the girls from Canberra said, oh, can you get that game out that you had years ago? And I couldn't even remember the game.
Oh, wow.
The game, yeah, that's right. It was a Bling game or something. And she said, yeah, it was full of all these fantastic questions, but they were so gentle and they just inspired this great conversation. And I'm like, okay, game, got to think about the game again. And it's quite funny. Over the years, I have been saying to people, I really want to make a game. I used to make games for my children when they were little. I love games.
Yeah,
I love games.
Yeah.
We all know that I love to learn through laughter. Like if you can't laugh at what's happened, I mean, you're just never going to go anywhere. You know, like when some woman is absolutely shattered, you know, she's throwing herself at some man that's not in love with her. And I'm always like, oh, my God, until you throw yourself at a man and say, God, love me because I don't love myself, you haven't lived. You know, like, and so people used to always go, oh, my God, you make me feel so normal. Like, oh, my God, every woman's done it. Every woman's given themselves up somehow to be loved because they don't know how to love themselves. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm a huge, huge lover of life, as in laughter. And I believe we heal through laughter.
Yeah.
And I know that, you know, my mission is to heal hearts all over the world. And, of course, I want to heal hearts all over the world through laughing. So because it's just a quick way.
Do you do laughter therapy, though?
No, I don't.
No, because that creeps me out. Like I get that sense of laughter, but that creeps me out.
Yeah. I did it once, and I think we had some lawnmower or something. It was fine. It was fine. Yeah, I didn't really get it. But I'm more like looking at the experience and not going down the rabbit hole and actually look like, well, it taught me not to do that again. It's again with that, you know, that great question of, what did that teach me? Well, he wasn't going to love me anyway, so what did it matter? You know, or she wasn't going to love me if you're working with a man. So I got lost there. What was I then? You were talking
about getting your bling game back out.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
then what happened was one of the girls from Canberra, and we were meeting in Bowyer. In Bowral. We were meeting in Bowral, and we were having our Christmas party, Diamond Club Canberra and Diamond Club Sydney. And so I made the game for the girls that all came, and I made bling, just BLING. And I did the 250 cards. I couldn't quite find it, so I needed to add a few things.
Sure.
And I took a dice and we had a great time. And at the end of it, the lady said, oh, we'd like to buy this for Christmas. I'm like, we're like, you know, a week out of Christmas. And I said, oh, girls, I just got this done down at Officeworks. I didn't even of course I made it beautiful, and I went and bought beautiful boxes and I put the dice in. And looking at that now, and then, Catherine, it was like my heart just opened and I went, I'm going to heal hearts all over the world with a game that can all have it in their house and everyone can have this game. So this is perfect. So what I did was I was so excited. The girls, of course, no one could buy it because I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
And then I went to my dear friend Catherine, who had Quick Copy then in Auburn, and or Silverwater, I think it's called, which is right near Auburn. I went to my girlfriend and I said, I'm going to print up 30 games and I'm going to play it for a whole year and actually see if I have something. Yeah. So I printed up 30 games. Now, in that year, 3 other decks came. So the Gold Light deck came, the Diamonds Within deck came, the Bling Boost deck came in that year. And then right at the end, we decided we'd make a board. And then, so none of this came together. And after a year, I had people saying, hey, is the game for sale yet? Is the game for sale? I thought, right, I've got a product. So I think that if you are going to make a product, it is really important to test it first. Now, look, that did cost me quite a few thousand to make 30 games, but losing $5,000 is nothing. And if it's giving you a lot of happiness, it's to me like it's like going into a dance class or something. I know it's going to give me a lot of happiness. So at the end of 2020, because I played it all for 2019, 2020, I decided to put it into production. And this is where you came in. And, oh, my God, I'm so grateful for you girls. I rang people that had played the game and said, hey, I'm going to put it in production. It's $250. It's $295 now, but back then it was $250. And I said, how do you feel about backing Find Your Bling and helping getting this going? And we took 150 orders.
Oh, that's so cool.
So that was amazing. And I have to thank you, Catherine, for being a part of that journey, because it almost, where I am now, because now second edition is going in production now, it almost makes me cry, the people that actually believed in me. Like, because at that time I'm thinking, I did keep everybody's money in a bank account. That's my biggest tip. If you are going to take, if you are going to collect money for a product you're making, I kept it in a bank account so I could refund everyone overnight if it happened. Because you remember COVID happened and
Yeah, because this is right at the beginning of COVID as well.
Oh, God, I couldn't believe it. And remember, we were meant to get the game in 2020 and it didn't come until 2021. And I contacted everybody saying, oh, my goodness, would you like your money back? And everyone's like, no, we'll wait. And I'm like, oh, my God. I had so much love and support. And I really did manifest that as well. You know, I kept putting out that everyone was really happy and that they would get something above and beyond and it would be the best quality. And I do have to thank you, Catherine, for being.
Do you know what? I've got it in the background there. How about we have a little taster of the card? So if anybody's watching this on the video of the interview, Angie's got her Find Your Bling set up in the background so you can see what it is. But could I get you to draw me a card? So these are about, tell us what the different topics of the cards are, and before we go in. Yeah.
I'm going to need glasses for this, girl.
Oh, yeah, sure. I've got mine on my head.
I can't see it. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. All right. So what we have is believe anything is possible.
Yeah.
We have love heals everything.
Yeah.
We have intuition, which is like a wise owl.
Yeah.
We have new beginnings, which is a fresh start.
Yeah.
We have growth, which is grow your gorgeousness.
Yeah.
We have the gold light, which is all about really the I am of life, really returning to the heart space.
Yeah.
We have diamonds within, which is powerful affirmations.
Yeah.
And all the affirmations I've used over the years. I have books full of them, of affirmations that I've created. And then we have the Bling Boost. And the Bling Boost is an absolute feel-good card that some days when it doesn't feel so hopeful, when you pull a Bling Boost card, you will elevate back into love and above. You'll go from that rabbit hole to love and above that quick. It doesn't matter because you're like, yeah, you know what, I am okay. It's just a bump in the road today.
Excellent. So I would like you to draw me one of the pink ones. What's the pink one?
Okay, great. And what we have to go with our beautiful Bling cards is we have our divine cards, and the divine card shares with you what the essence and how to use the card. We don't need that today.
Yeah.
But today we will pull a beautiful Diamonds Within card for you.
So Angie's just shuffling those at the moment. She's just shuffling the cards there, and she's just going to draw one out for me. Use her intuition. Yeah.
Can I? It's really funny. I keep getting this feeling. Can we pull a intuition, inspiration card as well?
Yeah, sure. Because I was going to get you to draw one for the listeners, but yeah, go for it.
Can we do this one first?
Yep, sure. Yeah, so she's doing a purple intuition card first.
Okay, let's do a purple intuition card. I don't know, I just got that a really sense that this was a good place to start.
Yeah.
Okay, where would you like me to take from?
I would like you in the bottom, the ones that are lower, in the middle, but lower down, if that's okay. Yeah, in that little stash. Yeah.
Okay. Under here?
And and what you do with the cards, just for those that are listening, just trust you. Yeah, perfect, Ange. Just trust your intuition that the right card will come to you. Yeah.
Okay, so here's a special message for everyone today, and it is, you are not what has happened to you.
Oh, nice. You are not what has happened to you.
Yeah, you are not what has happened to you. And that is a really prominent card, even for a message for me at the moment, that what I'm going through, it's not what's happened to me. It's just my takeaways from it, and it doesn't mean it's who you are in the future.
Yeah. And one of the things, Ange, with the Find Your Bling game is when you pull the cards, there are the messages on there. I would encourage people to sort of sit with it and what does that mean for you and what comes up for you. So when you read the card, so you are not, what was it? You are not what you are.
It said
she's put it back in the pile now.
Yeah, sorry.
But you read
it's not what has happened to you.
Yeah, you're not what's happened to you. So there's some really good messages, and also think about how does that show up in your life and what can you take away from that. I think that's a really poignant one. So now Angie's going to draw a pink. What are the pink cards? They're the
pink cards are the Diamonds Within cards.
Beautiful.
And I think what you were just saying is, you're not what's happened to you. Like, whether you've been through a divorce or you've been you get to choose whether you're going to be a survivor or a victim.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's okay to play in both as well. You know, like and I know you and I have the same philosophy on this. I'm so sick of people making people feel bad about things. Just let people be. It will pass. It's a bit like someone will say, oh, don't let them eat all those Tim Tams. I'm like, they'll only eat them for a couple of days and then they'll throw up. They'll be fine. It's okay.
I wish that was...
You love Tim Tams. You're good.
No,
all right. So the Diamonds Within cards are all about affirmations and how our words really are what we're sending out to the universe. So where would you like me to choose?
Up the other end. Just there.
Here?
Yep, perfect. So Ange again just asked me, when you're playing this yourself, you can draw the card yourself, but because she's in a different screen location, she pulled it out. So what's that one, Ange?
Yeah, and today's card for everybody watching is, I'm divinely guided towards what I know I must do and I am safe.
Yeah, so I'm divinely guided towards what I know I must do and I am safe.
Yeah,
so that, oh my gosh, Ange, that almost loops back to the beginning of the conversation about allowing things to unfold and know that it is safe. Like you're being divinely guided. That's what for me, that's what allowing and letting things to unfold is, trusting that I'm being divinely guided. I'm paying attention to the messages that kind of present themselves around me. And it's also safe to be able to do that. Because a lot of people I was talking to a client earlier today, and she's thinking of starting her own business. And she said, I have a whole lot of fear around the money, my family, what it will take to start the business. And they're obviously important things to think about. But if we know that the universe has our back and it's going to guide us to the things that are going to, for our highest good, it's about trusting in that process. Yeah, absolutely.
And I love that, Catherine, so much. And it's so true. When we do drop into that space of fear, if we can lean into the word safe. Yes. Because I know when you started your personal development, and of course we know each other's story. Yeah. Remember, there is turmoil when that happens. And the biggest thing is, as women, we don't feel safe. Yeah. So I think if we keep reiterating that, I am safe, I am safe. Eventually you will be safe. Yeah. And it doesn't feel safe at first. Like, I don't want everyone to feel that, I'm divinely guided towards what I know I must do and I am safe. I totally get that you may not feel that right now, but if you keep saying that, you will move. I always say it's like the lemon car. You say you drive a lemon car, you drive a lemon car. You say you drive a hot rod car, you drive the hot rod car. Yeah. And eventually you will move from the lemon, because if you are sending out that vibration to drive the Cadillac, you'll get the Cadillac. Yeah. So I think that word today really landed for me, that I am safe to do what I must do, because as women also, we do what everyone else wants us to do, not what we think.
Exactly. Oh my God, I know. Yeah.
I know. So I really feel this card had a huge message today.
Yeah. Oh, Ange, that's gosh, with all my guests, I could talk to them forever. Yes. Tell me, what's next for you? That you're coming. Yeah, so you sort of you're focusing with the Find Your Bling game. You also, when you've referred to in this chat, Bling Angels, you also run a program where you train people up to use the resource. So the Bling Angels there. So you're focusing a lot on that. Yes. Growing the business. Is it really the Bling Angels your baby? The Bling Find Your Bling is your baby, isn't it?
Find Your Bling is my baby. So really what we have is we have our second edition of Find Your Bling Company. Yeah. And in that we also have journals now. Oh, wow. We have a Bling Bubble book coming, and we have Hug Me mugs coming. Oh, nice. They're beautiful. When you tilt them, it says your diamonds are within, and it has a diamond in them.
Oh, beautiful.
We're going to have mugs coming soon. And Bling Angel certification is actually a big certification. Yeah. It's 8 weeks online and then a 7-day retreat, and then we do 8 weeks after it. So it's actually 17 weeks all up, but 1 week is at a retreat. And
it's really helping people to establish their businesses.
It's really, this is business in a box. So the Find Your Bling game is for coaches. So far I've sold to coaches, psychologists, I've sold to many people that are using it in their practices, but people who maybe are a coach and would like to be a part of an organisation that's healing hearts all over the world, and that they would like a system. I have the system for doing all the courses, all the one-on-ones, and also doing workshops with the games. And you can go corporate, you can go at home, however you'd like to do it. So there's a lot of choices in there. But the mission is to heal hearts all over. I
love it. Love that.
I couldn't do it alone, so I needed a whole heap of people to do it. And also we are a huge supporter of domestic violence. So when you purchased your game, it was 1 for 1. Every time someone bought a game, I donated one to a women's refuge or shelter, I think they're called now. But now moving forward, a portion of your game goes towards a game.
Nice.
Women's refuge. So I am really passionate about that. So if you're watching this and you do have a women's refuge that would like to receive a game, we actually have quite a few games we still need to send out.
Oh, beautiful, Angie.
So if anyone has one, please give me a call and I will have a game delivered to your women's shelter too.
Oh, wow.
Just to
where can people find you? Where can people find you, Anne?
You can find us at www. Is that how you say it? Find Your Bling. If you Google Find Your Bling, we come up first because no one else has got a name.
And on social media as well. So you're on
social media. Is, Instagram is Find Your Bling Game, and Facebook is Find Your Bling. I'm not the greatest social media person, everybody, just so that you know this. I don't want everyone to get on and think as well, but I'm finding my way there.
Yeah.
But if anyone needs any help with either using the game in their own business, I'm here to help. And if you would like to become a Bling Angel, you can reach out and you can join our beautiful team of Bling Angels. And, of course, contact our Bling Angels if you would like anything, you'd like to know anything. They can answer your questions as well.
Oh, Ange, that's just been beautiful. And as always, lots and lots of pearls of wisdom have come out of that. We didn't plan this conversation. It really just has been very organic, and that's how Ange and I both roll. It's very.
I was just about to say, Catherine, that's how you and I fly. We fly all the time. It's so great. Like sometimes we'll even ring each other just for some inspiration. I just need a bit of inspiration around this, and all the magic happens.
Yeah. So thank you very much. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and hugs and happiness to all of our listeners.
Oh, I can't thank you enough for having me. I'm honoured to be on your podcast, Catherine. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. Bling kisses. Bye.
So here we are for some bonus goodness, and Ange is going to pull some cards for me from the Find Your Bling, and I'm just wanting Ange just some general direction. What do I need to know about moving forward with elements of my business? Is that question okay?
Yep. What do I need to know?
Yeah.
To move.
So it's fairly broad.
No. It's great. It's great. No, I love this. Yeah. What do I need to know in the elements of my business? Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, beautiful.
So you're looking for something to land that's going to, and even asking that question, your brain has started to look for the answers.
And I'll be really honest with you too. I have something in mind which I don't want to.
No.
Kind of specifically say here because it's sort of letting it unfold, but I do have something once that question in mind as well. So and I'm happy for you just to pull the cards off the top or however you want to do it. So
I'll just pull them from anywhere.
Pull them. Yep, sure.
Okay, so I think, Catherine, thank you firstly for being brave and asking a question. It's courageous to ask questions, ladies. It is so courageous to ask questions because once we start asking questions, what can unfold? Yeah. And as I always say, sometimes you get the cards you need, not the cards you want.
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah.
And that's how it unfolds. But and it is even really important when you are playing Find Your Bling that you remember you only share what you would love to share. You don't need to share everything because what needs to unfold will unfold. And that's honouring yourself and not feeling overdone. So let's ask that question one more time, Catherine. What do I need
Yeah, what do I need to know for elements of my business?
Yeah. Now, remembering, if you write this down, it is twice as powerful. You're welcome to write it down if you'd like to. However, the question is out there now. So the question has already been asked. So that's okay. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. I reckon we'll go a believe first. So I'm just going to pull from anywhere in the deck. And the first one is, okay, so Catherine, thinking of your question.
Yeah.
Just lean into these words and just trust the first thing that comes to mind.
I am getting, sorry, I've got so much stuff here. I'm just getting a little notebook so I can do some stuff. Yep. So I'm just, first thing that comes to mind. Yep.
Yep. So if you're out there and you are pre-watching this,
yeah,
whatever question you asked, if you didn't have a question, you could ask, what do I need to know?
Yeah, sure.
But you're welcome to ask any question. How can I have more love? How can I have more abundance? It can be any question that you're thinking of, but Catherine kindly shared her question today. And just thinking about this. So if you're watching this, remember it's not by chance. So this question is for you too. And it is, am I giving myself enough time to do what I love?
No.
Okay, that was a pretty quick answer. Okay, no. So let's explore that a little bit. So thinking about your question, am I giving myself enough time to do what I love? How does that connection happen?
So for me, there are elements of my business that really spark my joy, which is the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're so good at it. I love these podcasts so much. I was like, Catherine, you found your bling and you
do you know what I really feel? I really feel that.
Oh, it's so
and the coaching and the way my business is structured at the moment, there are some elements that and I'll be really honest, I feel that I'm doing them because I don't want to let people down. There's a couple of just a little bit of a shift happening. And I feel that I want to do more of what sparks my joy, if that makes sense. Right. So the card was, am I giving myself enough time to do what I love?
Yeah.
And that's where I'm wanting to focus more. So yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's a lovely question because, sometimes even we're working and we're not doing what we love, but we can turn our passion into what we love.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for a good podcast of whether you can turn that into something you love or not, Beck McFarlane does a really good one.
Yes, absolutely.
She does a very good
brave in business.
We're not all meant to do what we love. Yeah. So Catherine and I are definitely not suggesting everyone jump, but that would be a really worthy one to listen to. If you're thinking about turning your passion and purpose into a dream. But I love that card. Okay, beautiful. All right, I'm just going to take this one off the top. Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I'm taking it.
Which card? What colour is this one? What card?
We're going New Beginnings.
Yeah. Oh.
And because what I did was I just took some decks and just popped them here. The Believe I took from in the middle.
Yeah.
But this one I just took off the top. So this one is thinking about your question, whatever question you asked. Again, just lean into the words and trust the first thing that comes to mind. And if something doesn't come straight away, you don't need to worry because it will come during the day. It will come in the next 24 hours. Yeah. It is. How can I change old habits that are no longer serving me?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. How can I change old habits that are no longer serving me?
That is,
I think that's been my lifetime mission.
Wow.
Do you know what? I do a lot of work around that, Ange, about, what is working, what's not working. And if I relate that back to the question, which related back to the first one, am I giving myself enough time to do what I love? I think it is, how can I change some old habits? The thing that comes to mind to me is about how I structure my day, but how I structure the chunks of work that I do, because if I structure that slightly differently, it will allow for me to do more of what I love.
Yeah, lovely.
So the old habits.
You change that habit by booking something in.
And do you know what? Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? It's about shifting out of it's about the habit that I'm really focusing on changing is about being versus doing.
Yes.
Because like I said, I'm a results-focused queen bee. I get stuff done, but sometimes I get so focused on the thing that it becomes all-consuming. So I'm taking a bit of a step back.
Yeah.
So it's like you said at the beginning of the podcast we recorded, that it's about being in that flow state.
It is, honestly.
Yeah.
When we wake up with masculine energy, it's like, what do I need to do? Where do I need to write the list? Yeah. When we wake up in the morning as a drop into our caring space and our femininity, it's like, I'm going to get a cuppa. I'm going to trust the person that I what's required today is that I call this person, that I get this done. You still need to get stuff done.
Oh, absolutely.
And I huge mash, but one is in flow and one is in force.
That's exactly what I just had. That's exactly exactly. You just picked those words out.
Of course, you must flow. And when you're in flow, things will happen at a speed that you actually get to the end of the day and go, I don't even know how I got that much done today.
Yeah.
And I love that. So,
cool, perfect. Yeah, that really relates. Yeah.
All right, next one. We'll just take down
one more. Yeah.
One more.
Which one? What are we doing? How many?
I'm doing inspiration, and then
cool.
Well, I pulled a couple over here, but we'll do bling bling.
Yeah, no, we'll do. Yeah, we've got.
Okay. This one is it's inspiration, and we just took down from the bottom of the pack, and it is okay. This is actually funny. Are you ready? Direction is so much more important than speed.
Oh, fuck. Wow. Isn't that
serious? So here we are talking about being in flow, and it's just having that space, because it's a little bit like, remember, I love Brian Tracy, and he talks about how when he was, I know you love him too, and he talks about getting the blue Mercedes, and it was about just knowing the blue Mercedes was coming. It wasn't coming tomorrow, and then he ended up getting the blue Mercedes, and it was more important to have the direction and just let it flow and come and get yourself into that vibration than it was the speed of getting it that day. Love it. Love it.
Do you know
how does that relate to you?
Absolutely. It's about the direction that I'm wanting to go, and that relates back to that making things happen versus allowing things to happen and doing it at the right time. And I think when we were talking, whether it was yesterday or the day before, I think it was you that I was talking with, that I referred to myself as the tortoise and not the hare.
Yes.
Yeah. And that it's very much about, I feel, by being in that flow state is about, I know what it was in relation to. It was about some of that business planning that I was doing. But it's about being the tortoise and allowing things to sort of go at the pace they need to go at.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I used to refer to...
Then you pulled that card. I love that.
That's so funny. I used to refer to myself, and I'm still a little bit like this, I'd have two speeds, flat out and off. I'm trying to add a few more speeds into my
flat out and off. I think I have, right? Yeah. I think that's actually very much our generation.
Yeah.
Because we didn't realise that we were going to be doing the cooking, the housework, the working.
Yeah.
And we're not blaming anyone. We're just saying what it was. We're just saying what it was.
Yeah.
Now,
what's this one?
And thank you so much for sharing. I actually think that's even funny that it came from yesterday. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. What's this card that we're pulling?
This is the Bling Boost deck.
Yeah.
So these are our confidence builders. These are the ones that are going to give us, and it's I pulled as we were talking, and two came.
Oh.
So you're going to laugh when you I'm going to keep this one. And this one says, so just thinking of your question, this one you're asked to fill in the blank. So let's first thing that comes to mind, you can ask for more.
The first thing that came, for time to do what I love.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
You can ask for more time to do what I love.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Then when I said that, that came to me, I can ask for more time to do what I love, then it actually came in and erased time and just asked to do more of what I love. I don't need more time. I've got more time. I've got the time. It's about I can ask for more of, really just filling my cup up even more. Like, my cup's pretty full, but I can fill it up with that other stuff.
Yeah. Do you know what? May I share what I
Yes,
ensured
please.
with you? Because what will happen when you receive these cards is I did get messages for Catherine along the way, but I'll keep them for later to share with Catherine. But this one I'd really love to share. As soon as we lent into your question, I actually got you can ask for more support to get everything done that you've done. I don't know if that relates to you.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
That's what I got for you.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. That's cool. That's very cool.
Is it? Is it right?
Yeah.
And the most beautiful thing for everybody, this is our last card today, and I think this is going to be relevant for everyone who's watching is, now, Catherine, this is definitely you because I believe your podcast is going to be a huge success. I love it so much, along with everything else that you do. I don't even know how you get everything done, but this one is, look at this, you can play a bigger game.
Oh, that's very cool. That is, you can.
Isn't that cool? Yeah. You can play a bigger game because I think sometimes we hold ourselves back because we're scared of being judged. With so many reasons, we could go on about that for ages. But you can play a bigger game, and allow the people that need to be in your life, and let them, fall away for a small amount of time.
Oh gosh, that's fun. Do you know what, Ange? I love Find Your Bling. That's why I got it as a resource to use with my clients. In all honesty, I have used it more for myself and my family. We've sat around and we've played it together. I know you do, and the Bling Angels do gatherings around that as well. So if people would like to sort of have a bit of a try of it, like please get in contact with Angie, and all the details are in the show notes. But Google Find Your Bling, and it's just, as you can see from that demo that Ange did then. What did we do? We went through 4 or 5 cards.
Yeah, we went through four cards.
4 cards, and you can go through all, like the game's designed to take you through a whole process, but you don't have to just use it like that. You can just draw a card, whatever you get drawn to, and it's about, if you have a specific question, ask the specific question, or just generally, what do I need to know? What is useful for me to know? There's no rules around it, is there? And even the way that
it was interesting. I was talking to a lady the other day who had purchased the game, and she played the game. She said, we only pulled 1 card, and there was 4 of us, but that 1 card took them on a journey. And she said they'd known each other for 30 years and they shared more in that night with each other than they ever had. Isn't that interesting? Just from 1 card, just from choosing 1 card. But I also love to journal with the cards, and my favourite deck to journal with is the love deck. I often will go on a 14-day little thing, and every morning I'll take a love card and I'll journal with the love deck. I mean, you can journal with any of the cards, but that's just the deck that's resonating with me at the moment.
Love it. And I also love that you're a journaler. I'm
very big journaler.
You and I both are into that. So, Ange, that was just absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much. That added bonus goodness for people to watch, so they get a little sense of the game. So thank you very much. I loved that.
Oh, thank you. And I'm glad that you had some insights, clarity, and direction around your skin, and I hope other people do too. And
I'll mull over. I'll absolutely mull over those.
Let land in the next wherever you watch, those cards will just speak to you during the day. So thank you so much, Catherine.
Love it.
Thank you.
See you, gorgeous.
Much love. Bye.